Hello friends, welcome to the Seated Scribe, a channel where we discuss pens and writing, and I am Rudrashish Dotto. Friends, when we hear of the term luxury with regard to a pen brand in terms of its manufacturing or marketing or both, we tend to assume two aspects of the particular pen. The first is its above average pricing, and the second is its top-notch commitment to quality. In today's revisit series, I take you to my 7-year-old Waterman Carene, which stands out as a rare exception. Waterman Carene is a pen which is marketed by Waterman under the luxury brand. It maintains a unique shape combining modern nautical design with colors of the ocean. Carene is a French word meaning hull, and the Waterman Carene fountain pen sports an elegantly streamlined design that suggests the sleek lines of a racing yacht. Well, the pen is a smooth writer with its 18 karat inlaid nib, and it is this particular aspect of the nib that first attracted me to Waterman Carene 7 years back, and I decided to purchase it. Well, 7 years down the line, how the Waterman Carene stands will be a sight to behold. So without any further delay, friends, let us go to my 7-year-old Waterman Carene. Well friends, this is my 7-year-old Waterman Carene. Now to look minutely at the changes that this pen underwent with normal usage, let us begin with the cap first. Well friends, this you can immediately see this gold plated clip, which is otherwise very flexible. It has lost its original color. This is something which I frankly did not expect, since I have gold plated trims, caps of umpteen other pens which are over 20 years old, but they still retain the same shine. So this is something that is immediately noticeable. Also noticeable are these spots, if you can see minutely. I'm not sure whether my camera is accommodating these spots. These are actually places where the steel finish has waned away, as you can see. So this is one area. The other change that has happened is in this golden rim of the rim has Waterman etched on it, but as you can see, the golden color of the rim has lost its shine, and in fact the color as well. So these are the changes which, well, the changes surprised me, since I thought this was a pen on which Waterman has invested a lot of its commitment to quality and craftsmanship, but nevertheless this is an area of bother for anyone who has got hold of the pen with an intent to use it for years. So this is with regard to the cap. Now, well, the barrel has quite understandably gathered micro scratches in these areas, but nevertheless that is very well understandable, and that does not speak at all of the quality of the barrel or the resin that my Waterman has used with regard to this pen. Now, with regard to the wonderfully designed and crafted inlaid nib, sorry, as I have said in the introduction, this is an 18 karat gold nib, fine, and the pen writes like a dream even today, though it is a bit more on the wetter side after 7 years. Initially it wrote fine, but in due course of time I found that it is just delivering more ink on paper and is a bit between fine and medium. So this is the nib. There is a hole at this part which sucks in the ink, and otherwise this nib feels pretty solidly punched into this structure. So and it still remains flush with the surface of the grip section. There was one fear which I initially had, which was that this metal and the resin grip section may somehow or the other fall out to an eyesore because of variations in temperature, etc. with use, but it has never happened with this nib, and even today it writes very wonderfully. So this is with regard to the nib, and as I've said in the introduction, this is a pen that is inspired by the sea, and therefore this barrel end has this unique shape, and it's definitely unique, though at some places in this part too the golden color has lost its consistency, but nevertheless this pen can still stand out as a unique specimen of a uniquely designed work of art, if I may say so. So this is the external structure of the pen, and this pen is fitted with a Waterman converter. But the second issue that has happened to this pen with use is, and this is true of many other Waterman pens which I have, and if you can see it, this rotates rather easily, which is why when I tend to engage this part in drawing up ink, as you can see, the inner rod is rotating, but the piston inside is not being pulled out. Okay, the entire section rotates, though it is fit very snugly. So this is something that did not happen initially. I found this after the 4th year of use. So this is one issue, and in fact I did change my converter and the same issue persisted. So I guess Waterman has an issue with that friction end of the end of this converter and the place where the converter meets the writing section. So with every inking episode I literally have to catch this part, hold it tightly, and then rotate the end to bring in ink. So this is one aspect of or change which is rather unpleasant. And with regard to this section, this is a very solidly built piece, friends. We have two rubber O-rings which cushions this part very tightly, and otherwise this pen is a very good writer. It's uniquely designed, and it has actually lasted me 7 years without a complaint on the writing side. But with regard to appearance, I'm sorry, my experience has not been too pleasant for the reasons that I have just mentioned. Friends, now I'll be taking an on-camera writing sample to give you an idea as to how this Waterman Carene performs in its fine nibbed version at the end of 7 years. Friends, if you can see, the nib width in Waterman Carene is actually punched flush on the resin just above the breather hole. So I hope I can focus it for you, the F of the fine written above the breather hole. So that is it, and I'll now ink up this pen and take a writing sample. Well friends, I have inked up this pen with Diamine Imperial Blue, and I'll be now taking a writing sample on an 80 GSM paper. This is in a fine nib, and the ink is Diamine Imperial Blue. So friends, this is Waterman Carene in its fine version. It writes like a dream. It has that very minute hint of a feedback, but otherwise this particular pen is a dream to write with. And another interesting aspect of this pen is that we can easily modulate our grip without any fuss or any trouble whatsoever in this rather longish section of the writing part. So this is one aspect of the pen which actually has helped me a number of times whenever I wish to change the grip or the distance between my grip and the paper. So this is one aspect. With regard to its wetness, as I have already said, it writes slightly wetter than the usual fine, but nevertheless it's not a bothersome wetness. The upstrokes are slightly thinner than the downstrokes, but that's not very easily decipherable. And with regard to nib width variations, the nib is very solidly placed in the resin of the section, and therefore there is no scope whatsoever of any nib width variations, though the nib is 18 karat gold, and an 18 karat gold nib is supposed to show some flex as it were, but no flex whatsoever is detected, because and that is quite understandable, because this entire section right up to this part is sealed with the resin of the section. So it's very tightly and snugly sealed, and that is understandable, because any compromise at these two places would ensure leakage of ink, which may stain fingers. So that is the reason why this nib is well, it has no bounce or flex whatsoever of any type. So otherwise the pen is, as I have said, a dream to write. And with regard to whether I will be getting hold of another Carene or whether I would be recommending another Waterman Carene, I would definitely recommend another Waterman Carene, except for the fact that I have found this issue with regard to many Waterman pens. Their gold plating do not seem to last, and that is true of both this pen as well as a number of other pens which I will be bringing in gradually into my pen reviews. If that is not an issue as such, then Waterman Carene can be easily an everyday carry under most writing circumstances. So friends, thank you for watching this revisit series of my 7-year-old Waterman Carene. I'll be back with another new pen with its unboxing and writing sample next Sunday. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.